I never recommend that someone do their own divorce. I'm a divorce attorney. I hired an attorney, not because I don't know the law, I do, but just because I was too close to the situation to give myself a fair shake and a good settlement. A lot of people make mistakes, especially when the other side has the attorney trying to represent themselves. For instance, I've had cases where my client's gonna keep the house. They've agreed to it. That's great, appreciate it. And because she's gonna keep the house or he's gonna keep the house, we're gonna give you more of the bank account or something like that to pay you out for your equity. Great, I'm gonna sign a special warranty deed giving your client the house. Thank you, they did that. What they didn't do is ask for my client to refinance to get their name off the note. So now you've signed a special warranty deed giving over all right, title, and interest that you would have in this property, and you're still liable on the mortgage because you didn't get off the note. And there are just so many instances where what you don't know, and it can really just bite you in the butt. There's been a case where someone came to me because they had signed a divorce decree. It was pro se. Everybody signed off on it. And before the opposing party handed it into the judge, they made one minor change to it. They had put in that they were going to split a Verizon bill for like $400. So we blew that case wide open, like absolutely not. You changed this decree. That's fraud. That's perjury. You made this change after it had already been signed. And so we opened this case back up. And this marriage, which had only been like 10 months, ended up with my client getting half of a retirement account that had been contributed to for like 20 years. Not because she actually had earned half of the retirement account, but the other side was pro se and they didn't know better. It is so important to have an attorney draft your final divorce decree because there's so much information that needs to be within that decree. For example, I'm going to put in the last 4 digits of every account number. Father is getting this account, mother is getting that account. I want it to be very clearly articulated what account there is. If there's guns, I don't want to say, okay, mom's gonna get the gun. Well, we didn't really define what gun it is. So now dad's giving you the BB gun. Well, you didn't say what gun, you got the Nerf gun. That's not what you were bargaining for, but you don't know that because it's not clearly articulated in that divorce decree. So you have to dot every I, cross every T, and an attorney can help you do that. Additional provisions that people make mistakes on is not putting a time frame. And it's like, okay, you're going to get the house, you're going to pay me out. You're going to give me $100,000 for this house. And that's the end of that sentence. It doesn't say when I'm going to give you $100,000 for the house. So now it's like, yeah, I'm going to give it to you when I'm 90. So there's just no enforcement of that. It's an ambiguous order. It's unenforceable. And so now you got to go back to court for the court to clarify, how things should have been in the first place. So you end up spending more money in the long run for having to fix the things that could have been done right the first time. A divorce lawyer can help think through the contingencies, the what ifs. For example, let's say that you have a custody case and it's like, okay, we're going to agree on what school the kid goes to, or we're going to agree on, counseling. And what if you can't agree? And that's all your order said is, we're going to agree. We have to agree in order for the kid to go to counseling. There's no next step. So now you've got to go back to court and ask for the court to decide. So now you're spending money on attorneys to go to court to figure out, can this kid go to counseling or not? A divorce attorney is going to think through, okay, what if you can't agree? What can we put in this order to make it so that you don't have to go back to court? Well, it's called a tiebreaker. We know that as divorce attorneys. So we're going to say, okay, you're going to agree on the counselor. And if you all can't agree on the counselor, then the school counselor is going to decide who that outside counselor is going to be. Or if you all can't agree on vaccinations, then the pediatrician is going to decide on whether or not this vaccination is needed. And so we'll create a tiebreaker so that you don't always have to go to the judge for every time you have a disagreement. A divorce lawyer can save you money because you're getting it done right the first time. We're not coming back to modify something that you failed to address in the decree or in the custody order. A lot of times, people are paying more money for me to fix the mistakes because now I have to read what you wrote, file a, amendment to what you wrote, and then go through whatever hearing transcripts and things you may have had that you did on your own to make sure that you don't commit perjury and stuff later on down the road. And so I know everything that's going on in the case. So you're paying a lot more money than if you just had me involved in the first place, doing it from the start. Things that you may not know about DIY divorces. Give us a call if you have any questions.